Okay, good afternoon, class. So at this point we're looking at algebra. We're doing factorization. Now we're looking at grouping terms. Grouping terms is for exercise. Which page are we on, people? 17. So this is actually exercise. The exercise 1.11. That's on page 17. And these are the examples. It's also on page 17. Is that correct? Okay, so the expression, remember the expression from the previous exercise, which is 1.10, there was this sum, a minus b minus ax plus bx. You guys remember that sum? That was one of the sums I gave you to do in class yesterday. And then what did we needed to do? We considered those two, so it's a minus b. We then took out negative x as a common factor, so it's a minus b. Then many of you said, but there's a plus. But remember, negative x times negative b is positive bx, and that's going to give you negative ax. Can you see that, people? If I put a bracket around there, I don't change the value of anything. So a minus b is common, and I'm left with a minus x. So yesterday we've dealt with grouping already. Okay. But there was another way I could have done the same thing. So you have, if I rearrange, so it's a minus ax minus b plus bx. Can you see I rearrange? I put that one and that one together and those two together. So what do we notice here? What is now common? A, I'm left with 1 minus x, and what is common in the next two terms? Negative b. Then I'm left with 1 minus x. What is now common? 1 minus x, and I'm left with a minus 4. And you all agree that that answer and that answer are equivalent answers. Can you see? You could have rearranged another way, and many other ways if needed. Okay. So 4 terms takes you to factorization by grouping. Can you see that? 4 terms is factorization by grouping. Alright. Also, what I've noticed yesterday was people, what they did was, before I forget to mention this, what they do is they just put 2 brackets there and put it. Don't do that, people. Don't just put brackets. Because if I'm putting that bracket there, the sign had to change. And you see that you're actually changing the sign itself. If you're going to just put a bracket there, you will be penalized the mark. Okay? So that is not mathematical. And I've seen that yesterday as well, and it's a common made error by learners. So now we're looking at the examples on page 17. It says factorize. So we've got AC minus AD plus BC minus BD. So what we do is we underline these two, we group those two and those two. At most of the time it works. If it doesn't work, what would we do? Rearrange. You guys understand? So in the first 2 terms, what is common? A. So if I take out A as a common factor, what are we left with? C minus D. And here we're going to take out positive B. Then I'm left with C minus D. And now what's common? C minus D. Then what are we left with? Do you all understand? See any confusion? Just look at the next example. Okay? What do you notice here? Could I group those two? No, why? Because the term of the bracket. So what do you think is the first thing we're going to do? Multiply, get rid of the brackets. So let's multiply. So what do we get? a squared plus 3a plus ab plus. Now we group. Okay? So what is common in the first two terms? A. What are we left with? Plus 3. What is common here? B. So what are we left with? Okay. Now in those two terms, what is now common? A plus 3. So you take a plus 3 as a common factor, what are we left with? A plus. Is there any confusion? Who doesn't understand? Who understands? What don't you understand, Michael? Why isn't your hand up, man? Would you like to talk to me a little? No, then you put up your hand. Because if your hand don't go up, I'm going to ask you, what is the issue? Now I ask you, then you tell me your hand is up, but it's not up. But you didn't put it up. Who doesn't understand? Who understands? Okay, you all understand. Okay. So now we're going to look at, I think this is the last one, this step. No, there's another one. Does this example belong to, no, this doesn't belong to exercise 1.11. No? It's actually 1.12 exercise. No? So, okay, so it's the last one of this, before we do this exercise. So how many terms do we see here? 4 terms. So it's again factorization by grouping. Okay. Let's group those two and those two terms. So what's common in the first two terms? X. What are we left with? 2p minus 1. You all agree with that? What is common in the next two terms? 2. You sure 2 or negative 2? Negative. Since there is a negative, it should be negative. Can you see that, people?
Yes.
Since that is negative, we take out negative as a common factor. So it's negative 2. I take negative 2 out, what am I left with? 2p minus 1. Why? Because negative 2 times 2p is negative 4p squared, negative 4p. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. You will understand? Okay. So what is now common? 2p minus 1. What are we left with? X minus. You will understand. Is there any confusion? So with that you should be able to do now exercise 1.11, and that's on page 17. Do for me the first column. Okay. Exercise 1.12 is on what page? 17 or 18?
18.
Page 18. Okay, that's tomorrow's lesson. Okay. You all know what to do? Right, let's stop the video.